Babyboy show back on and popping.
Cheers. Thank you for having me on yet again. I love being on the Babyboy show.
Of course, we always and
Thank
forever.
you, brother. Thank you.
So today's a special day, my boy.
Why is that?
Special day. Today is
It's a motherfucking birthday.
It's my birthday.
Do say dropping, asses shaking, poles built into the roof, lights going.
I like that. We got to do that tune.
Let's do it. Let's build an underground strip club. What do you think?
I hate how good your ideas are sometimes. It bothers me.
Underground rave strip club sponsored by Babyboy. Whole lot of ass, whole lot of beer.
25, bro. That's the age, man. 25 today.
How does it feel to be? Round of applause. How does it feel to be a quarter?
A quarter. It's crazy, man. It's a trip. It's hitting me today, though. It definitely has hit me. I knew it was going to hit me, but it's hitting today. I'm thinking about it a lot. Even yesterday, I was putting some thought into it, going down memory lane.
Yeah.
Different parts of life, from the upbringing, early days in the trailer park, in the rancho. And then you got, middle school era, you got, Chucks, you got the fitted hats. Definitely have a lot of progress, like I said, middle school age. You had high school. That's when I was on my pump and iron shit. You feel me? I was on my soldado shit, soldier shit. Just working out, getting big.
Recently, I turned 21, right? Some guy told me, and this is the realest shit. He's like, it gets harder. Love that. But also too, I'm interested. What's some advice? You just turned 25. I just turned 21. What's some advice you would give a young 21-year-old baby boy?
Oh, fuck. That's a good question.
And some real shit, not some phony shit, some real shit.
I mean,
because I need some game, dude. I need to know what I should be on.
You know what? I'll answer your question first with that one. But if I were able to go 4 years back and tell baby boy, a 21-year-old, I would let the homie know to be patient. Patience, for sure. Patience. But if I could, and I thought about this yesterday, if I could go back even to younger baby boy, like little baby boy, when, there was a lot of chaos and, havoc and not a lot of stability growing up, I would let that kid know, I would just say, give yourself some time, bro. Wait. What you're going through right now or those days, it's a lot, but you got it in you. You're not seeing the light because of what's happening in the moment, but little do you know, as soon as time goes on, you're gonna have a lot more understanding. A lot of things that you kind of would scratch your head and ask yourself, why are they happening? They're happening because of you were cut out for this. This was the way the life was supposed to take you. I would tell him that, just, you're okay. You might not feel loved, but you're loved, homie. Straight up. You might not feel certain things at that time, but give yourself some time and you're going to feel everything that you've ever felt like you wanted, or the feelings that you felt like you couldn't have, you're going to have them. They just take some time to come.
I love that.
So
patience.
Yeah.
Trust in the process, maybe. I like the idea. It's like life, right? We can't see the future. We can only recollect the past and our present, correct?
Yeah.
And a lot of the times through just knowing the present and the past, we have a lot of doubts, preconceived notions of what's going to happen in the future because of what already happened. And the future is scary for everybody.
Hell yeah, it is.
And I know you too, when you said, when you're younger, to look at where you're at now, kind of your mental and everything, I bet it's a lot better. And you feel a lot better.
Oh, way better. Yeah.
But in that moment when you're very young, it felt almost trapped, or that you weren't going to get to, a level of that, what you feel now.
Yeah, agreed. Because growing up when you're in a kid and stuff like that, like everything seems forever. What you're going through
That too.
feels like you're stuck in where you're at. You can't really conceptualize the future either. You're just
Of
kind
course
of
not.
like, oh well, I'm gonna be grown up too. But for me, growing up, like being a kid was like a weakness, because like you're in an environment where a lot of things are happening. If anything, being a man, rushing the process is something that you have to do, because when you're a kid, you're getting picked on,
Yeah.
you're getting taken advantage of, all that type of stuff. People aren't taking you serious. So when you're growing up like that, like the only thing you want to do is be a man already. You just hope for the day where you wake up and you could look and be a man. Like, no one can fuck with me. I'm old already. I'm fucking built. I'm that guy. Fuck out of here. Don't touch me.
And I'm still waiting for that day. But my question is, at 25, are you still looking for that day? Or do you feel like you've already become that man so and so?
No, I think I have some time, but what I would
I
say
like
is
that.
I still have a little bit more time, but one thing I would say is like just going back and like I said, like sometimes I catch myself going back to the things I used to do as a kid, and kind of like letting that the inner child in me know, like you had it planned out. Food just, like I said, it took you a little bit of time to get there, but just be smooth and like not to sound weird, but like it's like we're good now.
Yeah.
Like that shit that you were thinking about at that age, you don't gotta think about it. You're good now. Food, like we're keeping it going.
Yeah, move on. I like that. And doubts, you said the future, you can't really comprehend it, right? Even if you can comprehend your future, like if you think what what's going to happen, life is like the biggest mystery where like it'll just throw you curveballs,
Fuck yeah.
Good or bad. And it's like, it'll send you in a direction you never thought you would go in.
Yeah.
It'll send you in the direction you thought you'd go in. At the same time, it's like, it's basically this life lottery of like what's going to happen.
Yeah, and like as the lottery too, but as we're going through life, like you have little milestones
Of course.
that are happening to you and that you take note of, little moments that you're like, okay, whatever that was, I like that. That
Mhm.
feeling, I like that feeling. Oh, this feeling, oh, that feeling made me feel like shit. I don't think I
Yeah.
should do that no more. Like
It's
it
like
was-
it's like they make this analogy where it's like you touch fire and it's like, oh, it's hot, so
Oh,
you take your
yeah.
hand away.
Yep.
So like that's life, where it's like you do some things, you touch fire, you're like, oh, I should not do
Yeah.
that. And then other times it's like, oh, that feels good, like that feels right. We talked about in another episode.
Yep.
What was that? What did I say? It was somebody had told me,
Take the path of least resistance.
take the path of least resistance.
Yeah.
And that's something that we, gained from a conversation. Yeah. How does it feel like? Because I'm interested in knowing like what I should know.
Okay.
Because you're older than me.
Yeah.
You've experienced more life than me. Different life as well. We're not the same person, nor do we come from the same background.
Yeah.
So I'm just wondering, as the younger person in this equation, is like, was there any valuable moments in life that you picked up on that like maybe I could take from, or like the audience can take from?
I think like
Anything specific?
for me it'd be like don't fight anything, because I was always like that as a kid. I was always a fighter. It didn't matter what it was, whether it was friends, family, love, companionship. I fought everything tooth to nail. I didn't really care who you were. Like if someone would take a liking to me, I always felt like they were going to use me or something. So I'd always just fight. Even as the age progressed, even now I still do it. But don't fight it, because there's a lot of times where I gave in into my feelings.
Yeah.
And it really paid off. It really did pay off. Like certain things, like with the going to college, studying architecture, that was something I never ever thought I was going to be able to do. But I remember once I signed up and I was in class and I'm building projects and stuff. I mean, you see my models and you see my floor plans. I was pretty deep in. That was something you gain a lot from that. Proving to yourself that you're capable of doing things you never thought you were able to do.
Yeah.
That's like a really great push.
I love that.
And there's the opposite coin of that, where you do things that you never even thought you were gonna do. Whether it's like hurting somebody or just doing bad shit. And those feelings, there's some kind of gratification, but it's very short lived. you know, because then shortly after comes the resentment or comes you're like, oh, why did I do that? But going to college was like a great feeling. It made me feel alive, you know, it made me feel very well. It was like a moment in time where there wasn't much going on. Same thing with the shirts, you know, doing the shirts with you. That was something that I never even thought I could do, you know?
But you did it.
But yeah, you did it. Yeah, that's the thing. It was like you do it and you're like, oh wow, that was great. You know, that was super, super, like that feeling was so like gratifying. And there was bumps and bruises through the way. But I remember just like when I got the shirts done and like just looking at them, you know, I got one on right now, but you're just like, oh, that feels good. Like this is what it is to be alive. Like this feeling is me being alive, you know? And even like the shirts and, you know, even the little things I do now with the podcast, like even before I did the Babyboy show, Rare Size, that was like something that I never thought I would ever do, you know, like in a million years. But I remember when I was doing it and I was just like hearing my voice, I was like, oh, this is cool. Like whatever this shit is.
Oh, this is good.
Yeah, like give me more of it.
Yeah.
I want it all.
I totally like that. I'm addicted yes, I'm addicted. But to the right things. I'm addicted to the feeling of, like you said, accomplishing kind of scary goals and putting yourself in uncomfortable situations, but like something very great comes out of it. And I think incrementally as you accomplish the goals you do, podcasting, the shirts, your personality, like a multitude of things that you do is very good. And it's you accomplishing these goals along the way, right?
Yeah.
And I think you build from that. And just as I've built from that too, it's like I'm not the same person I was at 15 years old.
Yeah, no doubt.
You know, and it took a lot of, like you said, like new directions and failures as well. Honestly, a lot of failures.
Trial and error. Yeah.
Trial and error. That's the name of the game. It's like, even if you feel like something's right and you do horrible at it, you could still progress. You could still get better. And I think that's what I've learned in life is like, it's not how you start. It's like super cheesy, but you know, it's like, it's how you finish, bro.
Yeah.
And if how you start is you start, then you quit.
Yeah.
You always lose in life. You know, where I found it's like I start and I just try to get as better as I can.
Yeah.
You know, even if I suck at first, hopefully I just like change one thing, get better. You know, it's like continue to strive.
Yeah.
And I see the same likeness in you. It's like with podcasting, everything you're doing, I feel like you've always like progressed and gotten comfortable and built your skill set, which is good.
One thing about me is like I always like the progression. I'm always into the story. You know, like when I become a fan of somebody, it's the story, a brand, the story. You know, and there's a lot of brands out there. Like there's so many, but like, you know, like Dickies or like even a little bit more like you know, modern like Supreme, or like when you look into a brand and they have an amazing come up story. I've always loved that. And for me,
artists too.
Yeah, artists too. Musicians. I mean, you got like Chief Keef's story. You have 50 Cent, an amazing story. You know, even like Justin Bieber, like a guy left field. But like somebody like that, like these people have had a beginning and a middle and an end. You know, a lot of them haven't had the end yet, but they're at the beginning and the middle. For me, my story is like something that it's like a lot of times, you know, you feel like you're destined for something, you know, something bad or something good. For me, it was something bad. But as time progresses and like you're giving opportunities to prove yourself to be a better person.
Yeah.
Those are like the moments where like the lights start like clicking in your head, you know, where you're like, okay, like this is where I need to be headed to, you know, like not this way, but this way. So to me, the story of anybody, like a brand or a person, I love it. And I feel like what I'm doing here is giving people my story because like, I mean, you know, we became very good friends, like especially now, but the story that I've had, a lot of shit happened, you know, like a lot of moments where, you know, you don't even know if tomorrow's going to happen type shit. Like you're just kind of like, fuck, like nothing is going right.
Yeah. But
for some reason, it's like, you have somebody around you that is like always letting you see that light in you, like keep it going. And I think it's definitely great. Like getting to the age I'm at now just took a lot of patience with it and
a lot of patience,
but a lot of great moments. I'm definitely like very grateful for the people I have around me right now, like you guys, you know, callers, Rolly.
As we are.
Yeah, because there's
We're
like
grateful just as much.
yeah, there's like a lot of times where like you had old friends and the only thing they would do is like put shit in your head, you know, make you feel like you're not gonna ever do shit, you're not gonna ever be somebody, you know, they just make you feel like shit, man.
Yeah.
And then you got friends like you guys that are like very like, hey man, if you want to try it, try it. You want me to help you out with it? I'll help you out with it. Let's try it. That's something that I'm like, as a little kid, I fucking prayed for to have. Like, shit. Yeah, I'd be like, I want this. Like, I want friends that actually like are friends to me that don't want to use me or like make me do things I don't want to do, you know? And I have that, you know, with you guys, with my other friends, you know, my friends I went to high school with, like we're all in like a very better place where we used to be. And like even my relationships with my family, like honestly, like this year has been the year that like I've had the most growth with like
Love that.
myself and my relationships with people, because sometimes I have that habit where I be telling myself a lot of shit. I'd be like, fuck people.
As
you don't
I
need
do,
people.
dude.
Yeah,
As
like
a lot. I like to think some people, we like to think that we're all alone in our thoughts, and we just like, you know, it's like, dude, everybody has those bad thoughts. We all, you know, doubt ourselves and even put ourselves down when we shouldn't. You know, when we really shouldn't. It's like we should be encouraging ourselves. Dude, I can tell you so many times where like I put myself down, and obviously that doesn't feel good, but it's like it's a system your brain creates, and it's like you just got to kind of break out of the habit. But I like how you said, you know, you're talking about your past and growing up and all this stuff. What I've kind of gained from this conversation and just life as well is like, some people are dealt very bad cards, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you know, in a sense of poker, it's like, you know, you're dealt a fucking pair of threes and I'm dealt fucking, you know, like some great ass cards. And it's like, and it is the story, like you said, like you're, you know, you have your cards, but it's like, how do you position yourself better to get to a point where like you're winning, you know? And a lot of the times people, when they fucking grow up, they're already winning, bro. Rich as fuck, house, parents, you know, good little lineup of shit.
They got it going.
And the rest of us are just like, damn, can we get a break? You feel me? But I love how you said it's a part of the process and it's a part of the journey and the story. Because as I said before, it's not how you start, it's about how you finish. And if you start with shitty cards and you end up in jail or like fucking drug addict or a fuck up and shit, then it's like, fuck, this shit was all fucking, you know, it was all fucking for nothing, bro.
Yeah.
But if you work your ass off, you grind, you're like, fuck, I want to get to a better position. That's all that fucking matters. And that's all you can really do, honestly.
I love it. You put it well. And honestly, like, you know, something like people too, like being around good people, man, can really affect the way you are. Like
facts.
Having great people around you. Even now, like when I you know, I went to Coachella Fest and stuff, and that was something I would have never done because I don't like being around people.
Yeah.
It was kind of like a hard thing for me to do, but being around people, like I just looked at them and I'm like, damn, like there's really a lot of fun to have in a place like this. Like to not have that judgment, to wear what you want, to be what you want. There's not judgment going on here. Like you can literally walk around and like scream and start dancing and like
nobody cares.
No one cares. And like I think that's something that I've always struggled with is what people think of me.
Yeah.
Because I've always had that growing up. It was always like, oh, he's going to be like his dad. Oh, he's going to be a teen dad. Oh, he's gangbanger, prison. And I remember always having that fear of like, of what people thought. Just lately, it was kind of like, nah, man, fuck this. Like, I'm going to do what I want. Like, if I want to look like this, it's all good. I'm going to look like this. Like, let's just go for it. But having good people around you, man, it goes a very long way. Like, honestly, like, it goes a very long way. And I've had a hard time in accepting that. Because I feel like you could only be around me for certain reasons. You know, like, oh, you're only around me because you want something from me. Or you're only around me because, you know, whoop-de-woo this. Or like just stupid shit I would tell myself. But because of how I was growing up, that's how it was, though. You were getting taken advantage of. So I got accustomed to it. But like as an adult now, it's like, nah, not everyone wants something out of you. Some people just want to have a conversation with you, dude. Like you don't got to.
Some people are even here to help you. You know, and I think
genuinely, and that to me, that's a concept I never even thought was a thing, bro. Swear to God.
Like you guys are trying to get something over on me,
like,
aren't you?
What do you want from me, huh? Why are you asking me that? Or even getting personal with people, bro. I used to never do that shit, bro.
Yeah.
I would tell somebody like, don't ask me that. And they'll be like, why? And I'll be like, well, where I'm from, you don't ask those type of questions. And then automatically it would just like ruin the conversation. Cause then now I'm coming off as like being standoffish.
Mhm.
And then the conversation, doesn't happen anymore. They don't want to be cool with me. And I would even ask myself like, why the fuck did I say that?
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm a creature of habit, but it's something that like you gotta just like give yourself a chance once in a while, and habits that were old, try creating newer ones and seeing how it goes.
Yeah. I like how you said creature of habit, right? Like we literally have all these instincts from stuff that has happened to us, all these characteristics, building relationships with people, some people have like, toxic relationships with people, and that might gauge their future and how they treat people or all these things. And it's honestly just understanding that we're human. We're trying to fucking figure it out.
Yeah, no doubt.
And move forward. It's like when I look at somebody, I don't look at them like for what they are, like how they look like and all this. I look at like, their qualities and like, and I think that's the way we go about it, is like we understand that like, even if somebody's a fuck up or like somebody like might be not ideal in your eyes, there's still qualities there that are great, and there's potential to fucking grow. Even for myself, it's like, I know I'm pretty sure I have some fucking bad characteristics and shit, but like, I know for a fact it's like I'm trying to improve and I'm trying to get better, and I think that's all you can really do is just try to do better.
Agreed. And I picked that up from you too.
Yeah. Which one? Which part?
Like when you meet somebody, like maybe from what you look like isn't necessarily like it. Like when you see somebody, it's like, okay, you could judge them for the way they look.
Yeah.
And maybe sometimes you're right.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're wrong. But overall, like I feel like everybody has like a good characteristic to them, and I feel like that's something when I would see that you would do, and I'd be like,
because I hang out with a lot of different people, right? And that's what I've gone for. Cause I love being around a lot of different people. It keeps it exciting for me. Like I have lots of people that live this lifestyle. I have lots of people that live this lifestyle. Regardless of what they live, they're still people, and it's like I like to dabble in different environments and learn, because you learn in different shit. It's like if you're in the same crowd of like, well, I just like to hang out with these homies and that's all I'll ever be.
Yeah.
It's like, you'll never grow, bro.
Yeah.
You'll never grow. You got to see different perspectives. You got to see different just mindsets. Like there's a whole range of learning and just talking to different people.
Yeah, no doubt. And there's so many of us from so many different backgrounds, so many different outlooks. And you honestly, it's like pretty surprising when you meet somebody and you don't ever look like you'll get along with them, but you do. Yeah. And you're just like, what the fuck? Like we're pretty
crazy.
It is, bro. But I mean, I've definitely had a better appreciation for a lot of things. But this year, by far, I'm, the 24, my 24th year, like I learned a lot from myself. 25, I think this is going to get into a better place. I have a good feeling about 25.
I have a question for you, man. You said 25, the future, right? Like you're 25, what's going to go on? I'm interested in knowing like, what do you plan to like work on, or like, what are you trying to get better at, or like what sort of like, and not career sense, but like personal, because I think that's important. You said what you've been through, what you've learned, but like, what do you want to learn, or like, what do you want to work on? That's what I'm kind of interested in knowing.
Shish. I mean, like, honestly, just being more around more people, more creatives, sort of like just understanding people a lot more.
Yeah.
And continue doing what we're doing here, man. Like, the podcasting, the shirts, I gotta drop those too. Like
we're building we're gonna build the classical fucking because this is classical world, goddamn it.
Yeah, no cap.
Babyboy show.
Let's get it. Yeah, so like just those simple things, like I really want to work like with poetry. That's something that I've been really big into. And like, you feel me? I'm a lover boy at heart, homie. Like, yeah. I really am. I mean, I'm pretty sure you see it. But like, I when I fall in love, I drop like a bag of rocks. You know what I mean? So
hey, like, man, we're all a sucker for love, ain't we?
Yeah. So like, that's something that something I would want to display too as well. You know, I'm very like, you feel me, like I'll sing to a girl or something like that, or you know, I'll do nice things and shit. I'm like that. So that's something, you know, to display more. I think people would like that, and just have a better work ethic. You know, because you know I work outside of this, so getting up earlier and stuff. And
dude, I think you're in the right direction, bro. Because from what I've seen of being with you, this podcast aside, just like in general life, I feel like you're headed in the right direction. You got your mind set on straight. You know what you want. You know, you're working like you have all the principles for success. It's like, and what it's all going to take is just more work. And that's where we're headed to, guys. More fucking work.
No, and I feel like that too. Like, you know, even being at Coachella the other day, I was like, I had fun, bro. Don't get me wrong. I was moving and grooving and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I just kept thinking about like, as soon as this weekend is over, it's like, I gotta hit the ground running already. Like 25, I just gotta get this shit done already. Like whatever I want to do, let's just go for it. Like, run.
And that's the mindset to have. You know, it's like, you're not definitely not. You're fucking young, but you know, like you said, like you're ambitious. You know your goals. You know what you want. So it's like just move in the direction of that. We talked about the path of least resistance. I think you're going down that path. I think all you could really do is just, like you said, put your head down and just rush. You know,
that's what it feels like. And I do want to, like, as of right now, like that's where my heart is in my mind. So I really want to take that route and just work on this. You know, just keep working and working, because you know nothing is promised, and like nothing is ever promised. And
of course not.
You know, some things that make sense 2 years later don't make no sense at all. Some things that made no sense, they end up making sense.
Yeah.
So, but like even like the other day, like Saturday, I was at work, but like, you know, maybe this might be a little too much, but like honestly, like for like, I thought about it and I was like, you know what? If you were to die today, would you be happy? I remember
Which is a question you should be asking yourself.
And I remember asking myself, I was at work, you know, like I had my headphones in, and I said, yeah. I said, yeah. And I was like,
and I would agree with you on that one.
Yeah.
And I don't want to hear your perspective as why you said yeah, but I have some thoughts afterwards.
I mean, I would say yeah, because just like everything that has happened, and then even the more recent times, like I've proved myself wrong so many times, like with the shirts, going to architecture, like even finding love and stuff like that, having great relationships, great friends. I remember I just asked myself, and I'm like, dude, I'm in a better place than I ever was. Like if I were to get in a car crash, like leaving work, going home, and I were to die, like I would be okay with it. Cause like I have more shit to do, to be honest. Like I have more.
Of course you do.
But like I was okay hella like glad for myself. I was like, damn, homie, like you came a long way, fool. Like usually somebody with your story, like they succumb to their vices, you know, they get lost. But for whatever reason, you didn't. Like, you're good. And like, you proved to yourself that you're worth living for. Like, you're good, dog. So, but I remember asking myself that, bro. I remember I was low-key crying, like, just to myself. I'm not gonna lie. Like, and
hey, but that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it was a good question. I was like, if I were to die, would I be happy? And I was like, yeah, you know, I'm going through some shit right now. I'm not gonna say what I'm going through, but I'm going through some shit right now. But I was like, you know what? If I were to die, homegirl's gonna miss me. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you're not gonna die, brother. One thing real quick, all right?
Go ahead.
I think, and I love how you perfectly put it, and I agree with you in the sense that like, if I died tomorrow, would I be happy? And I think a lot of the times we focus on the future and it's like, I gotta be rich. I gotta have a fucking house. I gotta have a Bentley. I have to have all these things. Bro, I get to wake up tomorrow. I get to do exactly what I want to do. I get a podcast. I get to work on designs. I get to work on videos and all these things that I take interest, right? So I get to do that. I get to also have friends, a lot of support near me, great people, friends, family. I think that's a plus too. I have an awesome relationship with my girlfriend. Like, I think that's also another plus.
Yes.
And I don't know. I feel like life, sometimes we ask too much. We're like, you know, we need all those objectives to complete. And if we don't do that, it's like, my life sucks.
Yeah.
But it's like, dude, I know it sounds like hippie and shit, but it's like, if you wake up tomorrow, that's the most beautiful thing ever. You get to experience air. You get to fucking look at all this amazing scenery on earth. You get to eat exactly what you want to eat.
Mhm.
You know, we live in a time where it's like AC, like all these beautiful things, right?
Mhm.
And it's like life is really the matrix, because it's like it's what you make of it.
Yeah.
And if you make of it as like this incredibly intricate system that you'll never beat, and you'll always be fucking unhappy. Whereas if you think it's just like, well, I just, you know, I love these days, and I take it as like, you know, just like I get to fucking live, then you'll always be fucking, it's
Yeah.
like the whole, what is it? Full cup, half cup, you know, type of thing.
Yeah. You're a full cup or half cup.
Yeah. Are you a full cup or half cup type of dude? I don't know. It's just like, I feel like somebody on TikTok, this is a cheesy thing, but it's a good thing. Somebody on TikTok made a video where they asked this person, they're like, hey, would you take $2 million, but you wouldn't wake up tomorrow? Or would you take waking up tomorrow over, you know, the 2 million that you wouldn't get?
Mhm.
And the guy was like, well, obviously waking up tomorrow. And
Yeah.
then he's like, oh, well, then you would say that waking up tomorrow is worth more than $2 million. And to me, it's like, obviously that's not so profound. It's like, of course you want to wake up tomorrow, but
Yeah.
it's like, what have we come to like add value to these things in life, like money and fame and success, that's our ultimatum, instead of just like waking up tomorrow. Like,
Yeah.
I think that those smaller concepts add way more value and way more like impact in your life than the nonchalant shit that could be here tomorrow and gone tomorrow. you know?
Yeah, and I agree, because like even with like architecture, I had to pay money to go to school, but I had a blast. You know, like
Yeah.
it was fucking badass. Like
Yeah.
I spent my own money to go to class, and you know I had to do homework, and technically that's kind of tedious. That's annoying
Of
as
course.
fuck. But just what I gained from that experience was like fucking crazy. You know, even the shirts. I'm gonna have to pay a fuckload of money to make these shirts when I make
Yeah.
them. But just the fact that I went out of my way and gave myself the opportunity,
Yeah.
and I took that chance on myself, that feeling alone was like a high that I'm still trying to get, you know, like,
And it keeps on going, brother. Don't
yeah.
And we're still in pursuit of that high, goddammit.
So like, that's what I'm telling you. Like, even though at times, like, yeah, the whole reason for me to make this is to make money off of it and put myself out there. But I know that like, when I look at the fucking commas in the bank, it's going to be like, okay, that's nice. But genuinely, I know the feeling of completing this and doing it, the whole journey,
It's way better.
is what actually made me like real happy and stuff.
Yeah.
So I feel like that, let alone, like, that's a feeling like you just gotta love and like
Yeah.
indulge in, you know, whenever it does hit you.
Yeah. I'm in love with artistry, creativeness, right? It's like we get these concepts from the gods or whatever in our mind, and then we execute them.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times it's risky. It doesn't always pay off. Sometimes they're crazy designs that nobody's ever seen before, or things that take a lot of hard work. But the feeling of that after, that you get to, you know, bask in the being like, oh, I did this, you know, is outweighs any sort of doubt that you
I
ever
agree.
had, you know. And it's like, just pursue that.
For real, huh? Go
Yeah.
for that.
Just pursue the ideas.
Yeah.
You know?
No doubt, man. I agree with you, because I'm very like that. Like, I like finding meaning in the simple things, you know, like, and like even this office, like, bro, this shit cost us a fuckload of money.
Yeah.
You know, like, this shit was
But goddamn it, do I love it.
for real. But that's the point. Is like the money, yeah, we spent it.
But
But the memories, though, the memories we have, like coming here on Sundays, like, I mean,
Exactly,
I'm pretty
bro.
sure we all get geeked up, like driving over here on a Sunday, like we're gonna make content, like the conversations we're having prior to the podcast, you know, even the plans, the more plans that we're gonna make, doing more content together,
Yeah.
listening to music. Like sometimes we listen to music that like don't even fucking make sense while we're listening to it. Like like you got like Easy E, Shot at Compton, and then next thing you know, you're playing, you know, fucking Punkotic, you know, by Colors and shit. So like we're just
just making memories.
yeah, bro. And like I think that's really all we have.
Bro, that's all we fucking have.
that's all we have. Like as soon as the day ends and the next day comes, guess what? You're waking up with those memories.
Yeah.
So
Tomorrow's not promised, bro.
yeah.
You're not gonna take your 10 fucking grand in your bank account with you. You're gonna
Yeah.
take the fucking memories you had with your family, your friends, your
Yeah.
relationships, what you did in life. All that shit keep, like, you know, you live with that.
It's a dream. Yeah, it feels like you're not to sound cheesy, but it's like a dream, you know, like
Of course.
you're living the way you need to and stuff.
Life is a dream, bro. Like the idea that we're This is where it gets deep, guys. So if you want to tune out. But the idea that we are in,
Wait up, you listen.
Listen up, guys. The idea that we're in the Goldilocks zone of this, our what'd you call it? Galaxy,
Yeah.
The Goldilocks zone of our galaxy, and we're in between the sweet spot of life. I think the chance of that happening is like 1 in a million. And then that we're able to create life on Earth and then be human through evolution, have a conscious brain, be able to smell, taste, visualize, think, and plan. It's like all that shit is a goddamn, like it in the realest sense, it is the Matrix.
No cap.
Because life at times feels a little unreal, but
it does.
Hey, baby, I'm enjoying every fucking moment of it.
No cap, bro. No, I love it, man. I love being alive, bro. Like, I love it. And if you would have asked me this like 10 years ago, I'd be like, man, fuck you. You know? I don't give a fuck about it.
You'd be like, give me your wallet, bitch.
For real, huh?
Fuck.
Where's your bitch?
Yeah.
Nah, I'm just kidding. Nah, but I'm being dead ass. Like, now, like I said, I had that conversation with myself and it even brought tears in my eyes because I was just like, wow, like, damn, like, if you would have asked yourself this like 10 years ago, homie, you would have said, you would have said a whole different story. You would have said something else. But like now it's like you giving yourself that chance to be open and to meet new people, have new friends, have a close relationship with your family, like even giving love a chance. Those are things that I didn't even think I was capable of. I thought I was broken. I was telling like, nah, homie, you're broken. Like what you've been through, you got some shit wrong with you. You got some scars. So you're fucked. Like ain't no hope for you. But just lately is like, nah, you know what? Like
life is good, man.
You've done your thing.
As
like,
Drake said, life is good.
Of course, shout out to Drake, shout out to Drizzy, but I love it. I love where I'm at.
I gave Babyboy, I guess you could say it's a card, but I wrote on it, every day above ground is a good day.
That's good, man.
And I'll continue to say that for the rest of my life because what more can you ask for, bro? Another day, another year, another month, another second. All that shit is valuable.
All that shit. But I love it, Like I said, we're working on some things. I want to do poetry a little bit more.
We'll do some poetry. We'll do a slam poetry on the podcast.
I'm with it.
I think that's something that people would really like.
Yes. So
let's get her, and I'm down to join in on it. I'll write up some shit.
Yeah, I remember you mentioned.
I'll get vulnerable for you fuckers.
Oh,
on the Babyboy show only, live and well. And
then of course the shirts. I got to do those already too.
Classico's going up. The Classico company.
We got to do that already.
CC. Love that.
Pushing Babyboy. Pushing P. You got to push Babyboy. We got to do that
We're
too.
Pushing B. Babyboy.
Pushing B. But I'm glad where I'm at. And 25 has been a long journey from the beginning, the middle, and the end of the 24th year. But I think the years to come are going to be a lot more better. I'm a lot more visually clear than I ever have been in my life, I think. And I fuck up. I got my moments, but I'm a human, man.
Yeah. It's The Pursuit of Happiness. Shout out Kid Cudi.
Sheesh. A great movie too. Will Smith.
That one too, yeah.
So I'm glad you mentioned that. But, thank you for coming on this one, giving it a listen.
Can I give you a dap? Thank you, brother. I always love being on the Babyboy show because we go deep and we talk about real life shit, which is, I think, important for the people to hear because we have thoughts and emotions. We're not robots. And I know there's a lot of likeness out there that people probably share the same emotions. So I'm happy that we could share it with them.
No doubt. And hopefully next time we see each other, we'll have more shit out. We'll do being a lot more crazier things like that.
Of course.
It's been the Baby Show. Thank you for everybody and anybody watching. We're out.
Thank you guys.